everyone, Shira here. I am making Aliyah on Sunday. Yes, that is less than 1 week. So much to do, and so not enough time. I feel like I'd be neglecting my roles of vlogger about Israel if I didn't talk a little bit about Gilad Shalit today. As we're all well aware, Gilad Shalit was kidnapped 5 years ago by the terrorist group Hamas. Last week, Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, and the Israeli government made a deal with Hamas for his release. 1,000 Arabs convicted of terrorism will be released from Israeli prisons for this one IDF soldier's freedom. On Tuesday, tomorrow, 450 prisoners, 280 of which were given life sentences, will be exchanged for Gilad Shalit. I'm going to risk tons of hate mail and hate comments by expressing my opinion here. It's not controversial, at least not according to most recent polls, saying that about 55% of people feel the same way as I do. That maybe this isn't the right thing to do. To release the animals who have the blood of hundreds of Jews on their hands. To release 1,000 terrorists who have vowed to return to terrorism the moment they're free. For encouraging Hamas and other terrorist organizations to continue to kidnap innocent Jews because they know that in the end, they'll just get what they demand for in ransom. Do not release jail terrorists. Among the most important policies which must be adopted in the face of terrorism is the refusal to release convicted terrorists from prisons. Prisoner releases only embolden terrorists by giving them the feeling that even if they are caught, the punishment will be brief. Worse, by leading terrorists to think such demands are likely to be met, they encourage blackmail, which they are supposed to defuse. These are the words of Benjamin Netanyahu, the one who organized this deal, who gave in to this ransom. You know, of course, ideally, there should be a death penalty for terrorists, which would, be great in not only deterring terrorism, or at least the terrorists who aren't out to kill themselves as well, but, also emptying out those overcrowded Israeli prisons. Or should I say, summer camps, they call prisons. But that's another issue completely. Link to an article about that will be in the description box below. But in all seriousness, if we were willing to execute Nazi Adolf Eichmann for his role in the murder of Jews, why can't we do the same to these animals? I swear I'm not a heartless person for not feeling that the freedom of a 25-year-old soldier is worth emptying out the Israeli prisons. I could only imagine how I would feel if this man were my brother, or my cousin, or my friend, who I hadn't seen in 5 years. I had no idea how he was and how he was doing. But you know what? Things are completely out of hand here. My friend Hamas shared with me this video about Israel's efforts to bring Gilad Shalit back from Hamas. It's a satirical summary of the whole situation, that if we hadn't made such a big spectacle of the abduction in the first place, who knows, Gilad could have been back 5 years ago, and at a much lower price. I'll put a link to it right here. It's a good video. I definitely recommend it. It's in Hebrew. English subtitles for the people who don't understand Hebrew. You know what? At the end of the day, no matter how many petitions are handed in to Benjamin Netanyahu against the release of these terrorists, the decision is final, at least on the Israeli side of the situation. At the end of the day, no matter how you feel, whether or not this was the right decision politically for the state of Israeli national security, but morally, after 5 years, Noam and Aviva Shalit are getting their son back. And there's no words to describe that for them. I'll see you in Israel. My school found apartments in Yerushalayim, in the neighborhood, for us to live in until the dorms are ready. So because of that, I don't really know what my internet situation is going to be like. So I can't guarantee they'll have videos out every single Friday as I did last year. So I think from now on, it'll just be more sporadic when I put out videos.